Hello, this is Sarah Brash. Welcome back to my channel. So I want to do a quick video about my thoughts on the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. But what I really want to talk about is how incensed I feel about watching all of the woke KKK monsters like Roxane Gay, like Tressie McMillan Cottom, like Josie Duffy Rice, like all of them, Ijeoma Oluo, all of the people who perpetrated endless living while black race and hate crime hoaxes or pushed them, including in the fake news press and in academia. All of the people who have spent the past 4 years, more than 4 years now, the most important thing that they thought that they could do with their time was to try to drive an innocent Yale grad student and civil rights attorney, me, to suicide for black trauma, moral outrage, industry money. The ACLU, I don't have words to describe how infuriating it is to watch the ACLU pretend like they care that the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. And in particular, the ACLU president, Deborah Archer. It's beyond infuriating watching her pretend like she cares that that the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, that she cares about the constitutional right to abortion, that she cares about Roe v. Wade. She doesn't care. The ACLU doesn't care. ACLU President Deborah Archer doesn't care. And Josie Duffy Rice doesn't care. Roxane Gay doesn't care. Ijeoma Oluo doesn't care. Richard Painter doesn't care. Could you imagine how infuriating it is for me to watch Richard Painter up in arms pretending like he cares that the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, that he cares about the constitutional right to abortion? Richard Painter doesn't care. So how can I say that all these people, all of these woke KKK monsters who've spent more than 4 years trying to drive me to suicide for black trauma, moral outrage, industry money, these woke KKK monsters that have spent the past more than 4 years destroying living while black by turning it into a race hoax and blood sport to target and demonize white women, including me at Yale? How can I say that they don't care about the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade? They don't care about the constitutional right to abortion. I know they don't care, because if they cared, if the Democrats cared, if Hillary Clinton doesn't care. Hillary Clinton doesn't care that the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Now, Roe v. Wade was going to get overturned at some point. It's just not very good case law. We knew that was going to happen at some point. But to watch Hillary Clinton and the Democrats, all the Democrats are trying to do is raise money from this. The Democrats only pretend to care about issues when they think they can raise money from them. The Democratic Party is a private corporation. Their primary function is fundraising. They couldn't care less about the Living While Black movement. They couldn't care less about the Living While Black movement because they destroyed it. They destroyed the Living While Black movement by turning it into a race hoax and a blood sport to target and demonize white women, okay? So I know that they don't care about Roe v. Wade because none of these woke KKK monsters did anything to protect Roe v. Wade during the past more than 4 years, did anything to protect the constitutional right to abortion, during the past more than 4 years. Do you know what they spent their time doing during the past more than 4 years? That's right, perpetrating Living While Black and Me Too race and hate crime hoaxes. They spent the past more than 4 years promulgating grossly unconstitutional Karen laws and Karen acts to demonize and vilify and target white women. And they did this for money, for Black trauma, moral outrage, industry money. They did this to smear Trump. They did this for political power. And if they cared, if Michelle Obama cared, Michelle and Barack Obama do not care. Do not care. The Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Do not care about the constitutional right to abortion. If Michelle and Barack Obama cared, they would not have spent more than 4 years spending almost all of their time perpetrating and pushing Living While Black race and hate crime hoaxes, destroying Living While Black by turning it into a race hoax, and Me Too along with it. This same goes for all of the woke KKK monsters. They didn't lift a finger to protect Roe. They didn't lift a finger to protect the constitutional right to abortion during more than 4 years. And now all of a sudden they're up in arms. I guess they had better things to do with their time. If they cared so much about Roe v. Wade, if they cared so much about the constitutional right to abortion, then I guess Richard Painter had better things to do with his time during the past 9 months than try to drive me to suicide and turn his run for Congress into a Twitter terror campaign to destroy me. I guess Roxane Gay had better things to do with her time. If she cared that much about Roe v. Wade, then I guess she had better things to do with her time during the past 4 years than push Living While Black race and hate crime hoaxes for Black trauma, moral outrage, industry money. I guess Josie Duffy Rice had better things to do with her time. I guess Rebecca Kavanaugh, and formerly with the Appeal, as was Josie Duffy Rice, had better things to do with her time during the past more than 4 years, during which she almost exclusively pushed Living While Black, race and hate crime hoaxes. And the list just goes on and on and on. Soledad O'Brien. I guess Soledad O'Brien had better things to do with her time during the past more than 4 years than push Living While Black race hoaxes for money to try to get an innocent Yale grad student and civil rights attorney killed for money, to try to drive other private citizen nobodies, including Amy Cooper, to suicide for money. That's what Soledad O'Brien almost exclusively spent her time doing during the past more than 4 years, is pushing Living While Black race and hate crime hoaxes. And it is infuriating to watch these woke KKK monsters pretend like they care, pretend to be up in arms about this. If they cared, then they would have lifted a finger during the past 4 years to protect Roe v. Wade. If they cared, then they would have lifted a finger during the past 4 years to protect the constitutional right to abortion. They don't care. They do not care. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I don't want this video to get too long, but I love you all so much, and I will have all of my fundraising links below. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. Please donate to my legal fund. We are going to restore due process at Yale and everywhere. I love you all so much. Have a great night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.